cuts. Then they passed it back to the House. The House said, okay, but this still has ginormous deficits. Maybe we won't vote for it because you have the Tea Party contingency within the Republicans who are like supposed to be quote-unquote deficit hawks. They're not, obviously. They turned around and they said they voted on it. So now it's going to go to Donald Trump's desk and he's going to sign it and he's going to make a big show of it. And every dumb guy, get ready for every moron whose parents are going to die. Okay?
Shifu, shush, please. How y'all doing today? I'm currently listening to my dogs bark at darkness for no friggin' reason. Shifu, shush. We're currently listening to Hassan Piker cover the big bullshit bill it passed. For the record, if you're questioning if the American government functions, it does not. It in fact does not function. But we're here, we're alive for now, and we will be broadcasting as long as we are able, both today and in perpetuity. We got some cleanup done. It was fun. It was good to get done. Litter boxes are thoroughly changed through, and we've got some good stuff on the way, build-wise, I would hope. But we'll see how it all pans out. Why do you have 3 doors? Well, because I've been broken into before in this game. It won't keep players out, but it'll definitely keep the mobs out. What am I in need of other than food? I'm gonna dump some of our materials and get some material stuff built. So, we got stairs. We got a few. We got a few railings. Alright, let's do some. Well, see, my problem with the dirt is just that. I can add that to the build, but I'd kind of rather wait personally. Hit the bones with the bones. We got enough copper. Let's get some copper made. Set up.
Other factors come into play when imagining a scenario where Connolly, Turner, and Grijalva were still present for Thursday's vote. In the frantic days leading up to the vote, several House Republicans threatened to oppose the bill over issues like the state and local tax deduction cap, only to ultimately fall in line. And it's impossible to say whether Massey, Davison, and Harris would
Can I get 15 exactly?
the bill could prevail without them.
I think that's to find out.
Concerns about the Democratic Party being run by a gerontocracy with few signs of the generational change.
I don't think I can. They're in increments of 4, so that means 16 at the best.
Only no votes. This is when the bill was first passed for the record. This is when the bill first passed the House of Representatives and made its way to Senate. How many Republicans have died? Evil never dies. Or, I guess evil only dies if they're on the Democratic side, okay? But yeah, it's over. The new agenda, the mega bill, is now in motion. Now, there are a lot of unique things that the Republicans did that a Democratic Party could potentially take advantage of, but I'm holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath on waiting for the Democrats to take advantage of that. A new calculation trick that they implemented was the idea that the pre-existing tax cuts that were supposed to expire should not be factored into the deficit and should be made permanent. That was the new math that they decided to apply, which is just bullshit, okay? It's not how this works, obviously. There's a reason why those tax cuts are calculated in the way in 10-year increments. That is because they have to pass the CBO estimations, and they also have to pass a budget reconciliation, a more rigid analysis that budget reconciliation has, and that's the reason why they sunset those. That's the reason why tax cuts are slated to sunset. And now they've made that permanent with a simple vote in the Senate. They just rammed it through. They were like, this technically doesn't impact the deficit because it's already pre-existing tax cuts. The filibuster obviously is a silly tool that doesn't work because you have the budget reconciliation that was the modus operandi in the past of multiple administrations at this point, because it's the only way you can get a majority vote to win to pass. And in spite of all of it, in spite of it all, they did it. They did the damn thing.
Oh yeah, ICE is now more funded than our military. By the way, happy Armed Forces Day if you celebrate. Go blow some shit up, but do it responsibly and have fun with it. Again, just, you know, proper due diligence. If you're gonna shoot fireworks, don't do it around your pets. They don't care for it. Don't do it indoors. Duh. Don't aim any of the fireworks at each other. Y'all, they're fun, but they are still goddamn explosives. It's like, you know, proper care and all that. And above all else, be safe. That's the other thing that I can't believe is how many Republicans are still like, oh, he's doing good. Do y'all not remember Reagan? Trickle down never trickles down. It's a trick by the rich because the poor are usually too stupid to realize that the down never trickles down. The non-greedy ones know it'll never trickle down because they've seen it so many times. The greedy ones think they're just one more day away from being Mr. Beast. Y'all are never going to be Mr. Beast. I'm sorry. That door closed. For the record, I'm never going to be a YouTube millionaire either. I mean, don't be upset with it. It's just not, that's not how the system goes. Like I said, I don't, for the record, y'all, my politics, I don't want, one second, Hassan, sorry. My politics, for the record, is I don't want us all to be billionaires or millionaires. I just want us all to have food, refrigerators, keep that food in, good, safe food to eat, as well as regulation to make sure they can't put, like, razor blades in your apples and shit. I mean, I'm not for everyone having a little McMansion and all of us having 6 cars and rapper lifestyles of the 90s. No. But I am for, Grandma not dying just because she didn't get her fucking diabetic medication because Jill from the block needed her fucking Ozempic to get her fat ass to fit into that dress. Again, I realize that's very problematic towards women and various other things. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to at you ladies. It was just the first thing came to mind. To be truthful, I think a lot of dudes be on the Ozempic more than the ladies. Just because, I'm sorry dudes, but my fellas, why are we always running for the easiest solution, and yet we're also the ones that'll tout the I did it the hard way bullcrap? I mean, as a society, we should do better with each other, and that starts with honesty with each other. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not looking forward to the next few years here in the U.S., because, much like Hassan was pointing out, it do be that way here, it feel like. Where, The minute the Democrats get in, it takes them 4 years to pass a little bit of college payback, and the "Hey y'all, we care about you" bill that supports black businesses and allows student loans, which again, most of these colleges are government run, therefore the government could just say, nah, they don't need to pay you back. They're not gonna, because this is capitalism, and capitalism only functions as a predatory system against the people. But again, they forgive like maybe 100,000 students out of the millions that are indebted up to the eyeballs and are literally dying, because as a millennial, I can tell you, when we went to school, this whole, oh, try a trades program, that shit didn't exist. I mean, most of us tried trades programs because we couldn't afford to go to fucking college, at least most of the ones I know did. But for a lot of them that could afford to go to college or did buy into the myth, yeah, that was just it. They went and got these stupid, expensive degrees that, yeah, people can make, oh, you got a degree in art history, how stupid are you? Well, they were told there, hey, you're really good at drawing, but you don't quite have the chops to be a, like, artist like that, but you could, say, curate and run the museum. You could, say, clean the ancient artwork and make it look pretty for all the dipshit tourists to come in and drool over. You could get a variety of jobs in art that doesn't require you to put on a canvas and a frock and do painting, you know? And kids in my generation, the millennials, were sold on that shit. It was, okay, well, I'll go to college, I'll pay for that, and I'll do that. Well, that college will cost you $400 million or $400,000. Let's keep it in the realm of what it is. That school, to get to that degree that you would be working in, say, the Louvre or the American equivalency to the Louvre, don't know what that would be. We sell our shit out so much there's no, like, epitome. We'll say the Smithsonian. So you won't work at the Smithsonian. You get your doctorate, you go through the school, and you pay your $400,000 in loans, and you know if you get the job at the museum, it'll be paying around $200,000. You'll be able to pay off that $400,000 in less than a couple years, and all of it's an investment, all of it pays off, ha-ha, happy, the American way, everybody has a picket fence. And then the real world sinks in. The Smithsonian only needs like 20 scientists tops. There were 40 of you in your class, and your class was a small portion of a small school. Well, there's always YouTube. Unfortunately, due to the way that big business runs YouTube, more people care about the slop and the tee-hee, get dressed with me, tee-hee, watch me put on makeup, tee-hee, tee-hee, tee videos. So you sitting there giving a comprehensive breakdown of why we're using a Vanguard style of this and that movie and giving a good introduction gets like 4 views and maybe 2 upvotes and a bunch of downvotes from the groypers who are saying, oh, this is woke garbage person. Very depressing, yes. You took that job to make a difference in a small way that you could, and to make the world a slightly better, more artistic place. And with all your effort, all your hard work, and eating nothing but ramen noodles every other night when you can afford food, you're now just being laughed at by boomers who had an easy ride of it, and Gen Z and Gen Alpha who think you're just a dipshit because, you know, dumbass cook, you fell for the joke, And no, it's not funny. And by the way, while you idiots are laughing, the world is burning. Your world, too, is burning. It's like, and some people still fall for that division, which admittedly, yeah, I do too, because I know that if we, how do I put this, y'all? There's an old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That is a very bad saying. That is a stupid saying. Because, yeah, the enemy of your enemy might be your friend. Of course, they might also be your enemy. It's for example, like the people I work around. We'll call her Ham. Ham is a little rat bitch. She will literally get folks in trouble just to get them in trouble. Tell new hires to do the wrong thing just so they get pissed off. Literally, when I first started working with her, I thought she was a new hire too. Come to find out, she's worked in that store longer than the manager. But every single day, she'll still hit you with that, well, what do you think we should do now? What, have you been fucking lobotomized? You've been doing this longer than I've been alive. What do you mean, what do I think? Let's do what you want to do, so we can move on. Because at the end of the day, she'd be shit-talking you to all the management. Literally, it's one of those, well, what do you think we should do? I think we should do this because that sounds like a great idea, buddy. Hey, boss, you know all that extra food we had? Well, that dipshit made us drop it. Well, I don't know why they asked me to drop all that, but, I mean, I did because they asked. Now, see, because I'm a terrible person and I'm not very good at expressing myself, I expressed that feeling, and knowing that she was doing that bullshit by frequently, we'll call him Callan, by frequently telling Callan, oh, you want me to drop 20 steaks, Callan? Alrighty, but you gotta explain it to Donna. And he would go, well, you know I didn't, that's not, and it's, oh, I know that, and they know that. But Ham does that shit all the time, and either people are too stupid or too scared to call her out on it. Guys, do I have to explain to you that a predator will always be a predator until you stop them? That there is at no point where Harvey Weinstein suddenly will have a come-to-Jesus moment and go, oh my God, I shouldn't demand getting to touch those women's genitals to give them a starting role. Casting couch was a terrible idea. Good model for a porn, but not good model for treating women. I should have known. I've been a fool. I will correct my behavior promptly. No, that's not how people work. Here's how people work. Well, I guess you want it. Yeah. Yeah, now bring your daughter in next time. That's how people work. People will do that and then worse until they're stopped and corrected. Because until we're stopped and corrected, either A, we don't know we're doing bad, which I try to give the benefit of the doubt in most people, or B, our lives are just so bad in our mind that we would rather make someone else suffer as much as we're suffering. And if we inevitably have no power, well then we'll make those below us suffer. Hence, your people that basically cuss out wait staff because their boss was mean to them. Or the people that are feeling unfulfilled in their lives, so they try to cut down a minimum wage worker. These types of pieces of shit. Which is also why, if you watch the Olay video that I had a mild sunstroke talking about yesterday, I would like to go a little bit more into detail revisiting Barney, because Barney, the character played by... Fuck. Wasn't played by Fuck. Barney Stinson's the character's name. I don't know why. Neil Patrick, I don't know why I did not look that up for the record. I was about to. But, either way, I was pointing out that Barney Stinson really is, in my opinion, the perfect, and let me finish, and please don't clip it out of context, but in my opinion, Barney Stinson is the perfect, like, encapsulation of the early 2000s dude, bro, frat culture wingman. For the record, folks like Barney is why we had the Me Too movement. And, again, think about it. If you've seen the Over 10-Year-Old show, you'll know where I'm coming from on it. I loved the hell out of it, mostly because I spent a lot of that time when it was on in the hospital with either family members or in the hospital because I was injured in some way. And so in that time, I would watch a lot of How I Met Your Mother on reruns. It was like a comfort show to avoid the beep, 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 beep of life. And I noticed something about Barney, especially as a character that people, in general, just people, seem to relate to so heavily. And he is the perfect encapsulation of a predator. Because he's so nice, and he's so entertaining, and he's so, like, he's very charismatic. I mean, all those women that he essayed, and all those women that he basically tricked into having sex with his conquest and videotaped without their permission and photographed without their consent and wrote books about, and even one that he sold into slavery. Well, that's just him being a silly boy. Why are you going after our silly boy for? He's just a silly little lawyer, man. Guys, he was that he was the Harvey Weinstein of the show. Now, let's be clear. Let's separate. Barney Stinson, not Neil Patrick Harris. Neil Patrick Harris, I think, was perfect for the role because he was a very flamboyant and is a very flamboyant gay man. So being a homosexual, well, yes, we can be predators. I'm not a full-blown homosexual. I am more on the asexual bi field of that. But either way, yes, homosexuals can be predators too. But a lot of the time, I think it's just because of the innate nature of, at least in America, homosexual culture being very predated on and hunted, and all the way up until the early 90s, gay bashing was considered not only okay, but a pastime. A bunch of dudes in the South would just pile in their pick-em-up truck, go find an out gay person, and beat the unholy shit out of them. For fun! Yeah, y'all, this is why pride's important. This is why people need to know these things. Hey, you want to know why Juneteenth and Black History Month's important and why we don't need a fucking White History Month? Sorry to get a little spicy with it, but it's because back in the day, you could... Thank you, Ronan, for destroying whatever you just destroyed in there. I heard it. I'm not going to go look at it yet, you little asshole. But for the record, back in the day, you could be a black man who would just be walking down the street, minding your own, doing no damage to nobody, bothering nobody, and because the white woman didn't like you, you could then be lynched and murdered. And that's if you're a full-grown black man, or if you're just a little boy, around the age of, like, you know, how old was that child in the story? Because I say it like it was a story when it was a historical fact, and I want to say Trayvon Martin, but that's not the one that's not the particular dead child I'm talking about. Emmett Till. How old was Emmett Till when the United States judiciary justice system decided, yeah, we're going to lynch him? Just saying, y'all, whenever somebody points out about the American justice system, I like to just think in my head how just it is. Remember, Diddy, the rich black man who could have gotten a bunch of other rich fucks in a lot of trouble with RICO, he's going to go to prison possibly for the rest of his life, but none of those rich folk that he had sex parties with are going to prison. Ashton Kutcher, Maya Kunis, most of the cast of that 70s show, all his victims, all the other people that basically used him so they could make victims. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. I mean, they are rich after all. They get to do what they want. I mean, are you surprised in the country that elected a pedophile and now is allowing him to rewrite, like, American policy and bills whole cloth? I mean, it's alright, y'all. The Democrats got us. They wrote a strongly worded letter, and now it's no longer called the Big Beautiful Bill. It's named something else. They showed him. Did they stop it? No. Did they make it get rewritten in such a way that it won't completely destroy our country in the next 5 years? No. But it won't be called beautiful no more, guys. Win! I hate it. I hate it here. Can I express how much I fucking hate it here? Well, then move. I'd love to. Where? Where can I go with my lack of education? Oh, hello, everybody. I just realized I got chat. Hello, Shorty the King. Hello. X-Playcraft. I would love to play with you. Thank you, X-Playcraft. Again, I'd love to play with you guys. Sadly, due to the fact of the matter, the way our country is, I can't have people on stream. That takes $10. I need $10 a month to play on the PlayStation Network, and working 60 hours a week, well, every 2 weeks, within a pay period, I make enough to feed my animals, provide food for me and my roommate's best friend, partial lover, and yeah, that's all. 60 hours a week, 670 plus streams. Again, not... Okay, for a minute I thought the merchant just walked through my wall. I thought I had a hole in my defenses. But yeah, 60 plus hours a week, plus all these live streams, plus my art projects that I still need to make quite a few today. Gotta make me some upscaled recycled frames. Stand by for those videos and shorts. I'm playing with the cardboard now and trying to get up different designs to get some, you know, really custom-made stuff. And again, this is by no means a call to action to please fund me. This is not at all. I'm just explaining, as I feel like I have to all the time on these games, because, y'all, I would love to have it's a hardcore world, it would be awesome to like, yeah, dudes, you go find me stuff to make maps. You go build something really cool over there. To like prioritize and build a little community on hardcore mode here in the virtual world. I'd love the hell out of that, y'all. I don't have $10 a month right now. Like, I've got a lot of priorities before I can even start to think about prioritizing that, unfortunately. And don't get it twisted. I wish I could, y'all. I want to play with y'all so badly. But it's like, yeah, I gotta get a glasses kit, and I gotta take apart and cannibalize one pair of old glasses that's no longer in my prescription to fix my current glasses, because when my dog jumped off the couch like 3 weeks ago, he knocked a screw out of them that was lost to time, because those screws are real freaking tiny. And now I'm like, I'm operating on half sight, if that makes sense, for my D&D fans. I got slightly dark vision now. Not in the positive way. Not in the way that I can see in the dark, in the way that my vision's permanently slightly darker now. But, again, not really complaining, not asking for money. I'm just pointing out how I live in one of, and not, again, y'all, most developed country in the world, but we can't feed our children. Just saying, are we really that developed if we can't feed our fucking children? I judge a country's development differently. Mara Watkins, brother, I want to play with you. I'm sorry to say it in that way. That sounds mildly racist. I didn't mean to say it that way. But, brother, I want to play with you. I want to. You seem cool AF. You seem like a real one. But, my friend, I cannot afford $10 a month for virtual reality right now. Or video games, I should say. I'm too poor for it. I'm sorry. Soon, maybe. Soon, maybe. Eventually, I'm going to have to start picking up even more hours with the coming administration cutting Medicaid and food stamps. Well, who's growling and why? Stop. He's not being aggressive, kids. He's snoring. That's just how Shifu breathes when he's not on the couch sleeping. Buddy, do you want to get on the couch? Oh, he's asleep. He's fine where he's at for now. My poor chunky boy. But as I was saying, y'all, whatever the fuck they're calling the bullshit bill, they're, yeah, if they cut his medical care, the check, I'm gonna have to pick up even more hours to do even less. But it's just, you know, it's a byproduct of living in a failed empire. Just saying, if we had nominated the lady, I'm sure it would be different right now. I mean, not to do what the Trump heads did for years while Biden was in office, but I'm just going to point out that Miss Harris had not talked a damn bit about Gaza or us, but she wouldn't have totally scrapped the tax program. The ultra-wealthy wouldn't be getting a gigantic boost, the likes of which they haven't seen since before the first Great Depression. Also, XPlaycraft or anyone that's here, if y'all could put another message in chat. Not begging for messages, really appreciative of anyone that actually messaged Shorty the King, XPlayscraft. I think the last message was, you the best, and I'm very, very, thank you. That means a lot. I am most certainly not. There are a lot of kids on here that have built, like, functioning cities with light sources, and y'all, I'm impressed by what you guys do. I'm just here showing you that hardcore mode's kind of fun to play on, you know? I ain't nothing special. I'm just, you know, I'm an old head. I remember back before Drowned were introduced, back when it was just one flat water mod, and this dirt tower I'm building right now to do gardens on was just the tower I had, because we had dirt, stone, and iron. Obsidian super deep and gold for stuff, but brewing wasn't even a thing back when I started playing. So it's like, nah, I'm not impressive at all, y'all. I'm actually kind of lame. But I am happy that y'all enjoy the show. It's why I do what I do. Also, if you could, do your best to find ways to talk to your local representatives. I mean, it's not going to do much good, but we can't very well say it if we aren't at least trying, you know? Put pressure on your local people, even though I mean, y'all, let's be real here for a minute. Try to find you a rich person, marry them, and then catfish them. Marry them and divorce them. Because that's about the only ethical way you're going to get rich in this terrible country now. That's why the bills were designed the way they were. Because originally, yeah, our system was broken, but it was fair in the sense that you could achieve the thing. You could, in theory, bootstrap enough. And in a rare case, you'd have an Oprah, or you'd have a... well, Mr. Beast, I guess. Terrible human being, but... you know, came from the bottom up to the top. You could have that because of the way the system was built. Mr. Beast benefited from his parents, and they benefited from the system. Oprah kind of made it there on her own, but at the same time, could she really have made it had it not been for trash TV at the time, and literally using gay and trans people like the local freak show? Not that any of us are freaks, I'm just pointing out how Oprah used us. Wasn't that fucking different than Maury? And let's be clear, the current problem we're having in the health administration or the health admin, you can pin that one right on, and you get a doctorate, and you get a doctorate, and you get a doctorate. I'm saying Dr. Phil at the border basically harassing immigrants and American citizens who are getting arrested on TV when they did the first wave of deportations. You can thank Oprah. Not a doctor anymore legally, but for some reason the head of the CDC, Oz, you can also thank Oprah for directly. No one would have given a shit about the plastic surgeon had it not been for her. Now, am I saying Oprah is a bad person? Absolutely not. I'm not atting her cult. There's still plenty of people that would fucking kill me for Oprah. Not atting her. Not going after your queen bee. I'm just pointing out that there are no good rich people. Hey, you know that rich person? Stop typing right now. They are not good. They do not care about you. They do not care about your welfare, and they never ever fucking will. The closest thing to a good rich person or an ethical rich person was that one who was saying that he would be happy to pay all the taxes in the world because that was the patriotic duty of the rich. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And then he voted promptly to cut the tax cuts. I mean, y'all, the system's fucked. It's fucked. I hate to be the one to break it to you if I'm the first one breaking it to you, but yes, we are fucked. Shit out of luck. You can thank the Trump supporters around you. Again, if you are a Trump supporter who, I guess, buried your head in the sand, had a lobotomy for the first couple of years, just got hit in the head or drank a lot of lead paint, I'm not trying to be mean if you're regretting it now, because what good would that do me? Or anyone else for that matter. But I will say, if you're one of these people that are still, no, let him cook, this could be good. Yeah, you can go fuck yourself right now, do me a favor, and you go chug some bleach like he said the first time we had a pandemic. Hey, by the way, y'all, how is the bird flu going? And the swine flu? And the E. coli outbreak? I'm just curious, are we enjoying the Republicans running this? Because just because you're not hearing about it don't mean it's not happening. They cut the CDC's ability to speak to the people directly. If you can afford a doctor, go talk to your doctor about all the recent, it's not, well, see, I don't know how to classify it, because polio is, I need to look it up more, I guess. Because it was one of those things I didn't bother studying, because when I was in MOS training, and the first part of getting into nursing at Earl C. Clemens Job Corps, I was literally told by every teacher, yeah, polio exists still, but it's one of those diseases we learn about in theory, like bubonic plague outbreaks. Yeah, it could happen, the plague is still out there, but we can identify it, we can see it, we can get it before it gets bad. And in the case of polio, at one time, people were so vaxxed up that nobody was getting it because if you got the vaccine, your kids were safe. Typically, your kids would get the vaccine eventually before going to school because polio was fucking terrifying. And eventually, we all basically had all but eradicated it. And then crunchy moms, health gurus, religious nutcases all busted in and shit all over everything more or less. Because again, guys, how do I tell you this? And this is why I will say this directly to anyone who says this bullshit. Because one, I don't have a kid. Probably never will. Look at the state the world is in. Why would I bring someone else into that? If it happens by accident, fuck, I guess. I'll take care of them as best I can because that is my responsibility and it's not their fault that I decided to have some whoopee. But at the same time, I wouldn't bring them in willingly. And let me ask you this. If you did have a kid, say you made the whoopee, you had the kid, and you want the kid. I'm an evil God. I'm an evil, crazy God. So I'm going to sit down and tell you, hey, you get a choice. Either your kid's going to, I'm going to roll this die here, and he or she's going to be some flavor of autistic. Or I'm going to roll this dice here, and they're going to be some flavor of crippled and or dead. Which one would you rather have? A kid that can't walk at all? Or a kid that's a little bit slow on the uptake of the, cultural norms? Because again, they act like every neurodivergent person out there is, what is it the fucking Kennedy said? Oh yes, they'll never wipe their asses properly, or know love, or know the joy of paying taxes. Yeah, that's going to echo through history, because I for one am not going to let that shit die. The religious party is the party of, oh, if your kid might be born autistic, they'll euthanize him for you like a fucking dog. Rather than let that human being develop, flourish, and do wonderful things in this world. Because again, y'all, are you enjoying this internet we're on? You can thank an autistic person. A neurodivergency of some kind. Do you like having a head? I mean, when I was a kid, I always wanted to have headphones that didn't have wires on them, so I didn't have to have long hair or some variety of long hair. When I was in middle school, I had a rat tail for the longest time because I could basically take a couple black bread ties I took a Sharpie to, wrap them, and hook my headphones up through my hair in order to listen to my music and such while I was in class. Mostly because that's how my brain works. If I have two things going, my brain is functioning. If I have one thing going, my brain is constantly second-guessing what I'm doing. But that's me and my busted brain. Either way. I always dreamed of having a wireless system. That way I could just put a plug in my ear. The teacher wouldn't be any the wiser. The smart-ass rat kid that wanted to rat me out to the teacher or snitch me out to the teacher wouldn't be any the wiser. And I could just quietly listen to my music and enjoy my day. I dreamed of that reality, y'all. Hey, by the way, for $10 you can purchase that reality at a Dollar General. Eventually, that's another $10 purchase I'll be making again because my Bluetooth headset got busted. And I refuse to wear my gaming headset at work because I'm not going to let it get busted. But I digress. Thank a neurodivergent person for Bluetooth. Because again, it's the artists, y'all. It's the, now I'm taking the word back, but it's the freaks who make things worth living and make the world a better place. The normies just exist in it. And in a world of normies striving to be Nazis, be a freak, my friends. Be a freak. These are the same people that were scared of Lady Gaga because, well, is Lady Gaga a dude? Does it matter? I mean, seriously, is she a pretty dude? Well, if she's a dude, I can't have feelings. Why? That feels like you got a weakness, bro, not her. Because again, and I can't believe this has to be said, but Lady Gaga is a lady. But yeah, it's we're getting that lovely 90s shit back, and I didn't want this nostalgia. I think I relate to every boomer who fucking saw World War II and, oh, Jesus, now I'm showing my age. Not World War II, kids. Your boomer parents likely saw the tail end of the Depression, maybe. But it's like, you know, I'm starting to relate to the fun hippies that were always, man, come on, let them have their love, man, who cares? Man, who cares if they're smoking a little bit of weed? Let them smoke a little bit of weed, at least it ain't crack. I mean, I fall into that camp of, I would love for us all to just get along. Unfortunately, I stepped away from the wheel, let go of it, and said, you know what? It's 2020. Yeah, we elected a fascist, but he's just up there flapping his gums, and even his vice president's not taking his orders, so hands off, we got this, y'all, no worries. And I just buckled down, did my working, did my worrying, did my trying to save my house and all that stuff. And then I come back to look at, oh shit, okay, we did not have it. The Nazis are alive and well. There are now prominent black Nazis on fucking Twitter and everywhere else. And oh yeah, newsflash for anyone who didn't know it, but fucking pedophiles are everywhere like a roach infestation. And speaking of roach infestations, you got nasty streamers like Osmongold, Nick Fuentes, most of the Daily Wire hosts that are just nasty people. Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh, just nasty, nasty people being nasty for no reason. And, by the way, their fans are the same ones that'll pop in and go, well, aren't you a rude person? Why? Because I use the fuck words and call people bitches sometimes? Friend, yeah, I'm a little rude. At least I'm not a fascist. And, yeah, you'll hear me use every variety of curse word and even a few words that, it's okay, I've got British friends. They said it's okay. But, yeah, I might even use a few of the spicy European words. But you'll never hear me use the N slur, the C slur. That, for the record, I'm not meaning cunt. Cunt's a word I use quite frequently. Again, I've got British friends. They said it was okay. Take it up with them. But, either way. Yeah, but you'll never hear me say, like, the racial term for a Chinese person. That I, honestly, if you can name it, don't do it, but points for still remembering that bit of old nostalgic racism. I feel like that's also going to make a comeback. Kind of surprised it didn't through COVID when all the rest of the old racism made a comeback. Maybe it's because they don't remember. Let's not remind them what it is, eh? Should just give you a hint for it without giving you a hint. I don't know why I'm playing this dangerous game, but, yeah, y'all. To give you a hint, it's way worse than Joanne Mold Brain Rowling calling her only Asian character Cho Chang. It's similar vibe, similar feel, but so much worse. So much worse. And that's where I come back to the whole, y'all, maybe America was never that great. Maybe we're a work in progress that is eternally moving forward, but never really finishing. And that's okay, but now we're not moving forward anymore, we're regressing. And that's not okay. As I said, y'all, I don't have all the answers. I'm just a fucking dipshit that plays video games for fun and entertainment for y'all, I hope. I'm a guy that when I do my... I'm a guy that when I do my morning streams, broadcasts from where I start work at, or I broadcast walking into work, and when I get off work, I broadcast walking home from work. Any art project I do, I try my best to put up on here, both to show off, to try to advertise for myself without any victims, and to try to, you know, just bring a little bit more art and color to the world. Because, you know, someone that I loved and never got to appreciate in his time? Y'all, can we talk about fucking Bob Ross? I'm not going to tear up. I'm not, even though emotions are fine and they're good to process, and for some reason I cry more on Minecraft than any other fucking game. Riddle me that one, y'all. Games where our allies die and it's just so tragic and it's made to be dramatic. Assassin's Creed, Black Flag. Sorry to ruin an over 5-year-old game, but get better at it, y'all. When you find out that Anne Bonny is dead and you try to get her out of the prison just for her to die in your arms. I'll admit I cried the first time I played that level. But the first time I played that level, it brought out a toxic part of me, and I went over that entire island murdering every single British soldier. Cuban soldier. I don't remember where the island was. It might have been Spanish soldiers. But either way, I murdered every single soldier on that island. Or in Metal Gear Solid, when Quiet vanishes the first time and it wasn't known if we were ever going to get that character back. I cried in that. But I cry more playing Minecraft thinking about like real people, it seems like, than I do for any of those games. And this is meant to be a happy game, y'all. This is meant to be fun times, you know? Maybe it's just my broken brain. Maybe I'm just a little bit too empathetic. Maybe I need some rehab. Or maybe just need some sleep. I seem to have developed a sick obsession. I'm seeing it in my dreams. Da, 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 da. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. But at the same time, y'all, it's, for real talk, it'd just be nice if we could, as a society, move forward and do better with each other. Like, totally, overall, all stop. Let's do better. For each other, with each other. Just all around. Because we're all we got, y'all. And if you expect... I mean, I had a little bit of hope. I had the tiniest glimmer of hope that slowly faded as these bills passed. But if the Democrats get in, and it's a Democratic Party like Tim Walz and AOC, or like... shit, I forgot his name, and I don't want to missay it and sound racist. Zohran Madani. I'm nowhere near New York, y'all, so in my defense. But yeah, he's a breath of fresh air, and he's a fighter. It might do us some good to have someone like those guys and gals in. I can tell you right now, with the Chuck Schumers and the other current fucking career Democrats, we're not going to get very far, though. We're going to be lucky if we survive at all. But again, it's because while the big, beautiful bullshit was passing, and we don't know if our immigrant brothers and sisters are safe, the Democrats did their best and fought real hard, and now it won't be called beautiful. Yay. It feels like this is exactly what we're talking about when we talk about failed politics. But yay, y'all, at least we won't be calling it beautiful while we genocide people. While we, you know, relive the wonderful world of the 1720s with all of their brilliant advancements in science and all of their deep, deep hot takes. I mean, y'all, it's the same people as the jackasses that sell you on hustle culture. It's like, y'all, imagine, if you would, if I got on this stupid thing, called y'all every insult under the sun, and then was, yeah, now buy my fucking program, you bunch of bitches. Surprisingly, according to at least some of the people, that works for some. And why? Why do people dislike themselves so much, you know? Because I never was fooled, and don't get me wrong, I've been fooled before. I liked Harvey Weinstein's movies. I loved Barney Stinson and Ted and fucking... Let's be clear, How I Met Your Mother is our modern-day Friends. That we loved it for its time, but we need to accept that, yeah, Lily was not fit to be a good teacher. She had a very soft heart and was very sweet, but she also abused her children. As a teacher, you can't be petty with your kids. I don't care how petty your kids are. That's why you're the adults. Marshall is a fucking sellout. I love Judge Fudge. I love Judge Fudge. He is the best Judge Fudge. He's a fucking sellout. And yes, by the end of the series, he does become Judge Fudge. But does he ever do any of the radical shit? Does he save the rainforest? No. He sells out and we're told that that's okay. Barney Stinson never faces justice. And again, don't go after my fucking Neil Patrick Harris. That man is beautiful and wonderful. But oh, I'm not going to take that. That would have been painful. But Barney Stinson is a goddamn predator. And we have to be able to see and recognize these very big problematic characters that at the time were not problematic at all. And underneath, oh good, I got some friends coming out. And I left a comment under Oleg's picture which was kind of calling it out, and I am still, yeah, it's one of the things that'll shame me for the rest of my life. But back when I was in school, not because of How I Met Your Mother, because of my own toxic idiocy, I had friends. Well, I had friends. Can you believe it, y'all? I was such a dipshit. But, no, I had friends. And one of my friends did a sex pest thing. And I defended him doing his horrible sex pest thing against the country. I want to say that it was... See, I don't want to name people because, again, it's in the past. And I think they done dealt with their shit, and, you know, legally speaking. But it's like... He basically went after, if I'm recalling correctly, one of the girls that was more of a country girl. And all the nerds were, oh, well, she was asking for it. Oh, well, she didn't fight, so she wasn't against it. Oh, well, she... And, no, y'all, she was fucking SA'd. It doesn't matter. It's why I might hate New Jersey for a lot of things. Jersey Shore left a permanent mark in my brain. But, let's be clear. But when it comes to New Jersey's consent laws, I like theirs the best. In New Jersey, it's not enough just to get a, yeah, I'll fuck you. You have to get the, yeah, I want to fuck, honey, let's go for it. You have to get exuberant consent. You have to get willing and, willing and, it's not able, because, duh, you're able, but it's, you have to be happy about it. You have to be excited for it. And I like that, because how many ugly, nasty predators get a girl by the naked man prank? Which, by the way, I did that once because I misunderstood the fucking homework. I was doing it as a joke, and I did not want to have sex with the person I was doing it to. It was just a joke, because at the time I was young and stupid, and I thought the naked body was a funny thing, especially my naked body. It looked funny. I had titties. But still... For the record, she laughed about it at the time, and now I'm left permanently going, oh God, did I do something unforgivable and just not know it? I hope it was a joke. At the time, it was also considered okay to streak, just not in any place that would have children in it. See, y'all, that's something else the 90s gave us, which was nice, and we seem to have lost the plot on in our later time with TikTok and all these trends that are put your kids on the internet. But back in the day, you want to know what made streaking no longer a fun hobby? Because in the 60s and 70s, it was a whole culture. It was, people were getting naked and running around all the fucking time. It was just a thing. Again, it was a whole subculture. Yes, they called him the street. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Fastest thing on 2 feet. Y'all, it was a cultural thing. It stopped because my guess is children started doing it, but I can't be sure. The thing is predators ruined it. You can't have streaking when you got people being creeps about it, you know? And the act was meant to be an act of rebellion against normalcy, and became normalcy. I guess it's why I will like children's content on YouTube, especially if they're of a certain age to be, like, old enough to be on YouTube. But I'd really rather not have kids in my chat or in my streams. Again, nothing personal, kids. It's just, I'm talking heavy shit that you shouldn't be parlayed to. It's not really, none of this is your fault. None of it should be your business outside of build communities, plan accordingly, take care of yourselves, love your old people because they won't be here much longer probably. And yeah, that's why I'm all for, hey, don't put your kids on my stream. And for fuck's sake, don't put your kids on stream. It's like, y'all, there are predators out here. And with AI, apparently, it hasn't been through court yet. We're not positive. I can't believe I'm saying this, but go get 'em, Disney lawyers, you blood-sucking bastards. Go get 'em, you evil fucking cunts. I hate the Disney law team, for the record. I find them to be the softest Nazis you can be, but still fucking Nazis. But if it's them versus AI, well, go get 'em, Mina. It's just, I don't like it. I don't like having to cheer for these folks. They're evil. The Disney legal team is the same team that will go and bankrupt a small fucking daycare center because they dared to put Goofy and Donald Duck on their wall without express written consent and permission. I hate them, y'all. I hate the Disney law team. But again, if it's them versus the AI slop that's gonna kill us all and is making our children very, very stupid, well, again, MICKEYMOUSE. I hate that I did that. I promise I'm not gonna do that shit again. But even my cats hated that when they knocked over their food dishes in protest. But it's like, yeah, y'all, it's bad out here. It's bad out here, y'all. And just saying, if we have to do a World War II, can we as a society, as the poor people that could kill the rich before they launch the nukes, can we agree to burn it all down before we let them nuke the planet? Because again, in the sense of don't do this, joke alert here. But I do think if we, all the poors, just burnt down everything we built, ripped the nails out and let it fall, it would do less damage than letting the fascists take over and run it. I mean, I'm just saying, yeah, you individually, the worker peeing in a bottle right now on an Amazon production line, you've got no power. You can't do anything. You could throw yourself into the machine and get eaten alive, chewed up, and have your charred, cut up corpse come to the children in their cereal. And corporate America would go, yum yum kids, extra protein. So I'm just, don't do anything to put yourself in danger or put yourself at risk. But if you look to your left and you look to your right, if all of you together just put that shit down right now, just stopped right now, put your hands in your pockets and walked away, take an extra 10-minute break right now, that factory you're working in will burn down. If everybody collectively just holds hands and sings Kumbaya, the full song, start to finish, your factory will burn down. Because that's how fine-tuned the system is. It's a terrible system and it shouldn't be running, but it is fine-tuned. And it requires us. I mean, y'all, do you know what the biggest export out of America is right now? Do you want to know what it is? I promise you probably don't want to know what it is, but I'm about to tell you anyway. Last chance to go away and preserve that innocence. Alright, everybody wants to hear it here? Skipping ahead for the next 5 minutes if you don't want to hear it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. The biggest export coming out of the United States of North America as of right now, land of the free, is human blood. I'm not even fucking with you. Look it up. The biggest export coming out of the United States of America, land of the free, home of the proud, is plasma. Human plasma. Blood from our veins, from the veins of the poor. It's being used for pharmaceutical experimentation. It's being used for medical use in the event of major accidents. They're selling your blood back to you and your platelets and clotting factor back to you. And this one's a little bit of put on your tinfoil hat, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were some rich freaks out there like painting with it or using it as lube or drinking it or I mean, it's clean platelets, y'all. It's just a byproduct of the human system, no more than urine or shit. And there's whole YouTube channels dedicated to bukkake? I say that one with the inflection because I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's called bukkake, but it's basically using human urine for medicinal use, according to the people. Don't pee in your eyeballs, folks. It's bad for you. But yeah, it's no more different than that, so why wouldn't some rich freak like the one who tracks his son's masturbatory cycles and who routinely takes bits of his son's blood? Again, look it up. Not making that one up. Wish I was. There's a rich fuck out there who's so upset. And here's how he became rich. How did he become rich? Ask me how he became rich. Huh? He bought Amazon for about 20 minutes before Jeffrey Bezos bought it from him. That's how he got rich. More or less. I don't think it was Amazon specifically, but he bought an internet company like GoDaddy or Monster, and then turned around, sold it for renaming to Amazon or to one of the big companies, and made like $100 billion from doing it, or $100 million. And now he is rich enough to not have to work at all, and he doesn't work, and he basically spends his days trying to find actual immortality, putting himself in little vacuum-sealed coffins with oxygen masks. That way his body's getting air, but his skin and all the rest of him are completely sealed to the passage of time. And he's aging, y'all, because of course he is. Y'all, no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, no matter what gadget, doodad, biddly-bop, or whatever, no matter what eldritch horror you try to summon, listen to me, friends. Listen to me and hear me well. You and I and Grandma and your son and your daughter and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren and our great ancestors, we will all die. And that's fine. That's a good thing, y'all. You don't want immortality. Nobody would. It's a curse. Why do you think every immortal character in every fantasy ever has become evil or crazy at some point? Because it's a curse. It's not a... You don't want immortality. Immortality is one of the greatest curses a person could be put under, I think. Because it's literally the curse of watching everything you've ever known or loved die over and over again, forever, in perpetuity, with no end ever. And you will go mad because your brain can only consume so much before it starts eating itself and going crazy. That's where the old saying comes from, well, that fella's forgotten more than you've ever known. Yeah, because if you... I'm getting lost in my own castle. Because if you stick with a subject long enough and fall in love with a subject, you'll eventually start, oh, I've already read this. Well, shit. And you will have read a good portion of it before realizing you already knew that. Because our brains are plastic. Fucking probably really by now, but they're plastic in the sense that they're moldable. They constantly grow and constantly change. Downside, if you don't use it, you lose it. And all you guys and gals that are using AI as your bestest buddy, your therapist, and your art teacher and supplier, you're never going to be able to do art like that, y'all. You're going to not only not be able to do art, but permanently damage the part of your brain that can do art. I mean, it's like one of my friends that I care very much for, and I would love to show up, but let's face it, y'all, she's never going to show up. In chat, it's one of the creators on here. She uses a lot of AI for fun, and I'm not judging her for it, but she also hasn't uploaded a handmade music video in quite some time. I think due to the fact that she's just losing that talent. No offense to her, but she's been using a lot of AI, and it's a proven fact that that stuff does strip your artistic talent, much like if you only have people cook for you, and then you go try to make grandma's baborscht, or babushka. Nah, I fucked that one up. But if you go try to make grandma's stew or soup, you're not going to be able to do it the way you used to, or the way she taught you. It's because you didn't use it, so you lost it. It's why using a program to type in something is fine, shoring up the edges of your project's okay, But if you do it every time, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. You're going to atrophy on it. Same as if you sit in a chair at all times, eventually your legs will atrophy. Because if you don't use it, you will inevitably lose it. I can't tell if that's water or not. How can I tell if that's water? Find something I don't mind dropping. Here we go. It is not water. Okay, cool. So we've got an edge of what is water and what is not water. So let's go ahead and, oh, by the way, we're passing the hour mark. I thank y'all for showing up if you're here. I thank anyone for the likes and all that. If you enjoy what I'm doing and you'd like to see me continue, tune in next time. If you'd like to prompt me into making more and keep me going when I'm feeling down and like the world ain't worth it, go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe. But more than likely, y'all, I'll still be here tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. I'll be doing this as long as I can do it until either the sun takes me out with a sunstroke on my walk home, my place of business burns down because everything is unsafe there and everything is almost always on fire because it's almost broken, or, you know, some other natural thing takes me out. Random coyote, Wendigo gets me whistling as I walk into work in the dark in the morning. Who knows? But if any of the Ooga Boogas get me, then I won't be able to stream to y'all, and I'm sorry. I did what I could. But until I can't, I'll be here. If you'd like to support that, please feel free. Once I get 100 subscribers, I'll be doing let y'all see what my hair actually looks like when it's not in business chic. That's all I can give you at the moment. But after 100, I'll also set up a Patreon and a Ko-Fi, and I'll start letting y'all actually fund the project, because hopefully by that point we'll have a... I'll also look into, again, no promises, as I'm not good with a lot of the tech. I'm doing my best, and I am doing my best to steadily improve. I'm not going to use my age as an excuse to not be good. I've got the laptop. I've just got to make art frames today. But when I get the chance to sit down with it, I'm going to work on first getting my antivirus set back up again, then setting up a Patreon, a Ko-Fi, and a Discord of my very own. I am on Discord under Travis Croy. You'll probably find me a lot more in the Hannah Reloaded Discord, but I am on Discord. I just don't do my own shit very much. If I get over 100 subs, I'll start doing my own shit, because I'll assume that y'all, and I'll link all my shit, of course. I'm still working on doing that. But, you know, I'll set things up as best I can, you know? Get us a good little community going, because that's above all what I want. Ideally, I would like for the day to come one day where we all just collectively step away from our machines and go build our own society, but better. Use China as a good example. Do you know how China went from being the butt of our jokes to basically owning us? Because for years and years and years and generations and generations and generations, they took our shit with grace and just kept learning. And now at this point, they can make our shit better than we can make our shit. They can do it more effectively. And at this point, they're quietly kind of saving the world while also doing terrible shit to, like, the Uyghurs and other terrible things. Again, China, you're not off the hook, but, I mean, I can't stand here up to my chin in nasty, rancid shit and then look over at you who just stepped in dog shit and go, oh, but China's so gross. Because, yeah, China's doing some horrible things. There's not an innocent government on this planet. But I will say that the Chinese citizen does live a far better life on average than the average American citizen. Period, point blank, put it on a bumper sticker, it's just true. But I mean, again, it's kind of predilated on how you can live your life. Because again, in China, if you're a Chinese citizen, you've got health care. If you're a Chinese citizen that wants to smoke weed, across the board, it's just an herb. Go to your store, buy it. If you break the law with it by going to work and being high, you'll be in trouble. But again, the communist Chinese, the Red Scare, gives you more freedom to do shit than your freedom-loving, prison-owning Americans. Also, again, remembering, and this might be propaganda, but I learned that China has a system of legal matters where if you break the law, every member of your household broke the law. So they do collective punishment. I disagree with collective punishment. But, let's be clear, even with collective punishment, knowing that if, for example, my meth head uncle got busted dealing his pills and his meth and his weed out of my grandfather's house, here in the U.S., it would have basically sent him to prison for the rest of his life and put a stigma on him. But in China, Dad would have been arrested, I would have been arrested, cousin would have been arrested, mother would have been arrested, uncle would have been arrested, and druggy uncle would have been arrested. And yet China still has fewer recidivisms, fewer prison populations, and fewer prisons than the United States. They have more people than us, by 100-fold, and they still have less people in jail, prison, or otherwise in trouble. Is it just because the Chinese people are better behaved than the Americans? Or is it something deeper, that perhaps because their system is built different, they are better in certain ways? Now, as a person, no. Individually, no Chinese person is better than any one American. No one American is better than anyone else, and that's the one I feel like I need to push harder than anything else. No American is better than any other group. At all, period, point blank. Slap that one on a bumper sticker. Take it home with you. I'm sorry. I get real pissed off when I hear my country calling Iran a warlike people, and it's like, y'all, how dare you? The fucking caucasity? Oh, well, they want to kill the Jewish people. Do they? Or do they want the IDF to quit blowing up their shit? Hey, by the way, Americans, what was that Sea to Shining Sea Act we did back in the day? Just saying. Goose gander. Pot kettle. Well, we learned. Did we? Did we now? 'Cause kind of feels like we still got a fascist in office that's doing real fashy, nasty shit. Kind of feels like we ain't that different from the 1930s. And yeah, just saying. Kind of feels like bullshit to try to say otherwise. And yes, I realize I'm bringing you all this on this, your Soldier Day, when we should be rah-rahing and blowing up the sky and polluting the earth and traumatizing all the local wildlife with our dumb need to blow shit up. But y'all, I'm not trying to yuck your yum here. I'm just saying, isn't it kind of weird how a peaceful country celebrates how peaceful and awesome we are by blowing up a bunch of shit? Kind of weird. Kind of weird. Like I said, y'all, I'm not trying to be a dick or yuck no one's yum. If you're going to celebrate today, go have fun, be safe. Please be safe, because people often, like, very much pretend like fireworks aren't dangerous fucking munitions. And I'm here to tell you, yeah, they most definitely are. They have warning labels for a reason. And also, this is now my part of the stream to slow it down a minute and let you know the seriousness of what I'm talking about. No jokes right here, and just be like, y'all, if you're going to shoot off fireworks, again, not going to yuck no one's yum. I wish you wouldn't. But if you're insisting on doing it, at least do your old friend a favor. Get you a broomstick, just in case you light a fuse and it burns in, but it doesn't explode immediately. Get you a broomstick for that. Don't go up there and just look down at it or any... Y'all act like nobody's done that shit, but I guarantee you someone will be at the ER tonight soft traumatizing some poor fucking ER worker because they put a mortar in the fucking launcher and it didn't immediately boom when that thing went in, and they decided to look down on it. Y'all, there are things worse than death. Do I need to explain this to y'all? There are things way, way, way worse than death. And I would say taking a mortar shot to the face and not dying is one of those way worse things. Because it's going to melt whatever it hits, and it's going to stick to whatever it hits. Again, y'all, take a broomstick. Proper precaution. They are munitions, not toys. They're fun munitions, but they're still munitions. Just saying, y'all, be safe. I want to see all of y'all in stream at some point tomorrow, leaving your likes, your comments, or seeing those views. I want y'all to survive. I want you to not procreate, that sounds gross. Propagate? No. Proliferate? No. I want you to live and thrive, to do well. I don't know what word I'm looking for and fishing for that starts with a P, but for my nerds in chat, go ahead and drop it if you know it. And like I said, y'all, just be good to each other. We're rounding day 40. We've been going for about an hour 16. I've gotten a lot of good vibes on this stream, and I really love y'all showing up for these. I will try to do more of the Minecrafts, just because y'all seem to really like it. And honestly, I'm digging the hell out of this new skin, y'all. Wow, that sounds creepy. Just if you will, picture Buffalo Bill saying that one, or someone else from the Silence of the Lambs era. I'm loving this new skin, y'all. But yeah, y'all just, Mojang, I know y'all are probably doing some evil shit. I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to say it, because I'm hoping y'all aren't. Please just be the innocent, sweet little company that gives me these fun little games like this, because I'm loving this new thing, y'all. It's so fucking cool. I mean, not cool what our country and planet's going through right now, but I'm able to see reflections in the water and the glass on Minecraft. This is fucking cool. And we're about to tie our barn into what will eventually be our building. This will just be where we basically grow the food. Can you tell that Oblivion had a real mark on me as a kid? I'm just saying, it's one of those, most of my world's on here, and eventually I'll figure out how to get my live streams onto my Minecraft playlist. Just because I like to have a condensed area where it just builds at. And so far on there we've got, the max we've lived for was 187 days. But we will try to go further. The last one disappointed and made me sad just because it was like, I was doing fine, we were great, I was just talking about all the building we were going to do, had our own towers on that one already set up, and it was like, as I was doing that, creeper out of nowhere, boom, just single shot kill, and I was wearing full gold armor at the time, so I was like, oh come on, what the F now? But, you know, we move on, we build, we're at day 40, hopefully we'll beat 187. Either way, it'll be slow and steady, watching our backs, doing the good things, and eventually, when I get the underground built big enough, planting an underground forest. I'm not sure how it'll work. That's also why I'm trying to save all the bone dust I can. And why eventually I'll start hunting some of the mobs on here. But I am trying to also go vegetarian, at least in the Minecraft sense. And I'm trying not to kill anything that's unnecessary. As I said, y'all, doing my best to still keep this thing entertaining as I can for y'all. It's not... This is my stream where I go to process a lot of my feelings and my various, like, deep thoughts. Something without having to constantly dodge roll, stab, stab, stab. Dodge roll, shoot, shoot, shoot. Heat stroke, try to hydrate. You know. This is my more let's have some fun and giggle about shit, and if I die, oh well, it's okay. We'll just come back again with another build. Can I jump down from here? I got a full health bar. I feel like I should be able to jump down from here. Geronimo, Geronimo. That's not bad. I'm still going to put a fence on it just in case, but that's not a bad thing there. Let's get this finished building up. Oh, the other side is just that, is I want to finish the tower out, but I want it to be a proper tower. And my goal with this was always not to tie it directly into this tower, but to tie it into the pit over there. But we will. This just demarcates where I need to build up and around to do storage for the upper part of this. And eventually... Oh, never mind. That's the one that's going to go to the bridge, so we'll connect this one to that one eventually. Alright, cool. Because eventually I'm going to make that over there the big deep dig site. This is going to be mostly a living base for everyone who plays on this forum. Again, assuming we eventually get to the point where I can afford the $10. Because if I can let y'all on here, I'd much rather have us building together. Mining together. Because there are some days, y'all, I don't want to build shit for dick. I just want to fucking mine. I just want to find a pumpkin, slap a pumpkin head on, and then dig down until I eventually reach bedrock and diamonds and all the fun stuff. Some days I do want to go out there and build. Today is one of those days I was doing a little bit of building, but, you know. Now we done a whole 5 days, hour and 22 minutes, and I reckon this is about to be where we stop for the day. I'm going to get up, feed the dogs, check on the cats and the various things they knocked over while I was complaining and talking. And I'm going to make a few frames, get those frames put together, slap them together, get some pictures taken of what I'm doing so y'all can see how cool it is. And maybe if you like, and eventually when I get a shop set up, you can purchase my cool stuff if you like it. The prices will go up for buying it on the shop versus buying it in person. Because in person, I charge $3 for just the paper, $4, I guess, for if it's the paper with just a cardboard backing. You can talk me down to $3. I ain't going to fight you for the extra $1. And then if I actually put a frame on it, which will have rhinestones, it'll have designs, it'll be painted with acrylic paint, or otherwise as I expand. But, it'll be a frame that looks pretty good. That'll be about $5 to $10, depending on how bejeweled out it is. And then beyond that, we're looking at actual, prices, because if I have to go purchase a frame, and, Goodwill Hunt and things like that, if it's an actual wooden frame that I built from scratch, these prices will go up as I do them. But right now, we've got a shit ton of Amazon boxes that are clean and are otherwise unused and taking up space. So we've got acrylic paint, we've got Amazon boxes, we have a variety of yarns and other things. We're about to take a moment and do a quick little thing about the building. And, well, not building specifically, but you know what I mean. Putting the frames together, putting them around the artwork, decorating them, all that. And I'm still debating on doing videos of that. The only reason I'm hesitant is I do not yet have the laptop running at full steam. And I don't know what the fuck YouTube wants me to do for videos. Shorts, I realize they have fallen in quality. I am sorry. As soon as I got used to editing them one way on YouTube, YouTube decided to change the way they do shit. Now they're relying on AI to do the shorts. I can't get it to not rely on AI, because I said no. I said I don't want to use AI. And so I manually put in all my pictures. I don't just click on the AI upload them. And that worked for a little bit, but then it was like immediately after it worked for a minute, now it's like I can't go in and edit where the song comes up, where the stuff comes up in the song. I can't match it as best I can myself to it. It just auto-tunes it into it. And I don't I don't care for it, but I don't mind it if it would actually, like, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I tend to frame my pictures in such a way that you can see the thing I'm working on, or the last thing I did as far as the colored pencils or paint or whatever. I try to focus on the area I'm in. Whereas, because AI is inherently stupid, not people that use AI, though that's going to change in time, but AI itself is incredibly stupid. It doesn't know that, oh no, it's a piece of artwork I'm showing here. He wants to show the steady change from duh to duh to duh to duh. It just says, oh, picture, oh, picture, oh, picture, oh, picture. And it puts picture, picture, picture. Which sometimes it's zoomed in and you can't even see the fucking cool shit I was trying to do. In the case of the moon picture, it's kind of upset me because it was from the Witch coloring book. And it was just one of those really fun little, it's a circle with a moon and a tide and a star. And then it's got a ring around that, and it's got the fun little circus, is the best way I can describe it, style line design. And it was fun to color, but as I'm coloring it in and all that, I'm like, okay, one line, one line, one line. And then I try to upload it, and it's just, it looks like hot garbage, but I can't get it to fix. And every time I, like, record my own little video of it, YouTube's like, nope, that's not the right format. Nope, that's not the right length. Nope, that's too long. Nope, that's too short. Make a short of that. Nope, nope. And it's just, it's a death of a thousand cuts. Eventually, if I ever make enough money to where I can start bringing y'all on the stream, and I've got my animals settled out, and we're living in the good times again, like when I probably should have started, I would likely form and get an editor that I could pay. Form a relationship with an editor that I could pay, that I could pay good money to and give clout and, like, help out with their career, and they could help me out by using their magic. Because that is some editing magic a lot of y'all work with. And I don't know how to do it. And I appreciate what they do. Honestly, I'll pay your editors. The only reason I don't have one is because I can't pay them, and I don't feel it's right to ask somebody to, hey, you like me? You like my content? Hey, how about you do a bunch of free work for me? I'm not Illuminati. I'm not shitty. Do y'all remember Blair Illuminati? Because I hate her now for completely selfish reasons. Like, she did terrible things, but the reason I personally hate her is because it's like, she did terrible things, and she made it to where I can't use the name Illuminati. I can't use the adore, because I believe she trademarked it, and I know she'd climb up in my ass if I used it, but I can't use, like, the Illuminati head in a nice walk-style shirt and vest. I can't do an Illuminati head with a fun little hat, because she fucking trademarked the Illuminati thing. And I hate her for that, because it's fine, but I like that design. And now it's not like she's gonna use it, because nobody likes her, and every time she gets on, everybody's mean to her. And for the record, I'm not saying that's not fair. She did take advantage of a creator and abuse a creator, and she committed the one and only cardinal YouTube sin other than pedophilia. She did not do that, let's be clear. There's no ukulele confession and all that in Illuminati's future, I don't think, in Blair's future. But she did plagiarize a lot. And she is kind of a cautionary tale of fuck around, find out, because I didn't know. I was 10 toes down. I was in a lot of her videos being like, yeah, she's cool, I love her content. It come to find out she was plagiarizing from a bunch of smaller creators, And on top of that, she also, like, she got in trouble because she went after Legal Eagle. Because Legal Eagle used her not editing software, the technique she said she used on her thumbnail, as asinine as that is, because it's now so outdated, it's hilarious. But the thumbnail she used where it was big image of what she's talking about, tiny image of her, and then the wording and the font that the wording's in, she tried to get Legal Eagle for making that thumbnail. Y'all, I'm not going to say you can't win those frivolous lawsuits, but I am going to say, one, you probably shouldn't, and two, y'all, it's frivolous AF. It's stupid. Now again, if you've got somebody that takes your avatar that you personally drew out and you've worked with for years and it's your symbol, and now they're using it to promote hate or something you don't care for, yeah, that's different. That's your creative property. But y'all, the way I laid out my words, not the words, the way the words are laid out, y'all, are we that greedy as a society? Are we that hot shit in our mind? I mean, like I said, the main reason I hate Disney is because, one, they service AI slop garbage, but also because of all the horrible, horrible shit they did. I liked the Owl House personally. I think it's a grand fucking sin against you kids that it didn't get another season, a good wrap-up. Even though its wrap-up was as best as could be done with its time. But I think you kids have been robbed. I mean, robbed of both your lives, your future, your livelihoods, everything. It's why I argue so frequently with some of my older coworkers with the whole, well, these damn kids, they don't want to work. Captain Planet, he's a hero, gonna take pollution down to zero. Hey, y'all, if you're continuing that song in your head right now, what do you think Captain Planet and Hanna-Barbera, I think, no, not Hanna-Barbera, who was that one? Either way, what do you think they were trying to tell us when they were directly telling us that we were affecting our climate negatively and things like fossil fuels were going to kill us, littering and mass consumption is a bad thing? And, oh yeah, just saying, you probably shouldn't let capitalists go completely crazy because they're all evil. I don't know what Captain Planet was trying to tell us, y'all, but I heard the message. Gen X should have heard the message. And I believe it came out while boomers were still young enough to watch it. So, yeah, at least since Captain Planet and long before this. Long before that is how long they've known the planet was going to become lethal. It's just, it's a slow, and here's the thing, y'all, when it comes to threats with us, if you got a person who runs in there with a machete and starts cleaving people apart, it'll be a little bit, but somebody will eventually respond real quick to stop that by the time standard. Now, if you have somebody who very, very slowly gets ready and then makes a death tank, and that death tank that's impenetrable slowly is just destroying town after town after town, it would take us so long to stop that, just because until it directly threatens you, you wouldn't want to give $1 to stop the death tank. Because it's not your backyard. It's the same reason that so many people can ignore the, 200 plus Gazan children that just lost limbs in the past minute, or in the past hour I've been talking. Do you need to be reminded of it constantly? Because it's there. Get on the TikTok. You'll see it if you're brave. Even though I know most of y'all don't get on the TikTok for that. Most of y'all get on the TikTok to have somebody speak nonsense to you for 30 seconds at a time. I'm a fan of long-form content, if you can't tell. I like people that speak nonsense to me for long periods of time. Also, since it's a holiday, and I would normally be, whooping it up with my grandfather who helped cause a lot of these problems. I love my dad, he was a good man, but I'm meaning this in the sense that he was military, and he was military spec ops in the sense that he worked for the branches that, no, he was a government worker, just don't ask any further questions. He worked for those sections. And so I live in constant fear that I'm going to get high or fucked up in some way, and then say a childhood story that he told me just as a haha fun story, and suddenly I have a knock on my door because I shared something that I shouldn't have known. That he shared something with me that I... Again, he's the type of person who, when he passed away, and I was very sad, and we had the full funeral with the 21 gun salute, and when they said we needed to send him his paperwork, discharge paperwork and all that, we sent him all of my grandfather's paperwork, and by the third one they were going, okay, stop, we got what we need, we don't need to know anymore. He was a military man through and through. He bled red, white, and blue. He was a patriot. He might have been terrible about some things, but he lived and died the U.S. His big thing was that all of his kids and grandkids should have gone military because it's a guaranteed steady check. For the record, he died just as Trump got in office, so I personally feel that he dodged that bullet. Well, no, I take that back. I was mistaken. He died shortly after Trump was in office. I remember because Dad and I had several arguments at the time about Trump because, again, he was very old school military, so in his mind, you know, you support your president no matter how terrible and fascist your president is because he's your commander-in-chief. Y'all, it wasn't completely my dad's fault on that one. He's in the military. Don't know if you know this. If you're not a military brat, I suppose you wouldn't know this. But in the military, yeah, bros, y'all are just your tools. My hammer wouldn't question me telling it to hit a nail. Why are you questioning your superior officer? That's the hint. You wouldn't. Because, you know, military ain't exactly known for their gentle touch if you deliberately disobey. And yes, technically there are things in place, and Dad would frequently bring it up, but there are things in place that would state that, you know, you can deliberately disobey a direct order if it is found to be an unjust order. Here's the slight downside and caveat to that. You don't determine that. They don't determine that. A tribunal determines that. And if you are correct, cool. Go back to your place, grunt. You're good to go. You're not in trouble this time. If you're incorrect, dishonorable discharge at best, life behind bars in the brig at worst. So again, yeah, you can disobey a unjust order, but remember, Captain Phillips, the one who brought the nuke over, or the nuke components over to the European theater so that we could drop the nuke on Japan. That captain of that ship, the first one that brought it over on their way back after dropping off the cursed load, was hit, and he lost... It's easier to say he brought back 3% of his troops. He lost everyone else. And he was dishonorably discharged. His name was dragged through the mud. He should have zigged and zagged. He was deliberately, sorry, I'm trying to think of the proper wording for it. There's a Tom Hanks movie about it. You should check it out. But basically, they dragged that man for just doing his job and doing his best. But the U.S. military can't be seen to have basically been outflanked by the Japanese. So, you know, he was a lazy officer that got his men killed. And he eventually received justice for all that, but it came roughly about 3 to 4 years after he shot himself. So forgive me on this, our Military Respect and Love Day, woohoo, blow shit up, for not exactly being rah-rah. Because, yeah, our military's terrible right now, y'all. I ain't gonna defend it. We are doing unspeakable fucking war crimes. But, can we be honest? It's not that different than business as usual. The difference is you get to watch it this time. And right now I'm playing with fire because I want to see if this creeper can see me through the bars. I don't think he can. And I don't think I'm going to attract him, so that's pretty cool. Take that one home and learn from it. Either way, y'all, it's been fun. We're on day 42. I'm about to go make some frames and do a quick checkup on what the cat's been getting into, clean that up, take the dogs for a walk, and then I will be back. If I could put a poll up on chat, I would, but I'll be back with either Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Saints Row Santo Ileso. In the spirit of fairness, if you're watching this video and making your vote on it, just drop it in the comment section of this video, and I'll check this video before I get on to do a live stream next. But take your vote. Type in Odyssey for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Type out S-O-S-I, Santo Ileso. Either way, type in SR for Saints Row. And it'll either be the newest Saints Row, Santo Ileso edition, set on the hardest Big Boss extreme difficulty, or it will be Assassin's Creed Odyssey, set on normal, which for me is kind of easy. And while we do it, I'll be reviewing the hemp-infused Jones soda, Mary Jane soda. I'll be reviewing that and giving y'all a taste test of that while I either shoot and or stab and try to topple an empire. Let us have fun and celebrate this, our military day. See y'all then, and for sake of the show, shit. See y'all later. Bye, y'all. Be good out there.